I now like to ask Ellen Tyrone to lead a celebration of the Weitzman Education Initiative, and it's not Chaim Weitzman.
Thank you, Stan. So 10 years ago, I was invited to speak in front of the JFNA Young Leadership in Park City, Utah, thousands of miles away. And when I stepped down from my speech, there comes this lively, vibrant, proactive lady up to me and says, "Did you say you have a program in Bat Yam?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Me too. I have one too." And then we started talking, and it's so ironic because I needed to fly those thousands of miles to Park City, Utah to have Jane Weitzman reveal to me the best, back then, the best kept secret of Israeli philanthropy, JDC Israel. And the rest is history. We became friends, we became partners in Bat Yam. I became a partner of JDC Israel Ashalim with doing education in junior high schools in the periphery that in turn became a partnership with the Ministry of Education, and this would never happen without you, Jane. And I think that exemplifies the way that you do your work, you do your philanthropy. You're not only highly devoted and very committed to what you do, you kind of swept away the whole ecosystem around you to be part of that, and I want to thank you for that. We partnered in Bat Yam. Our program ran in junior high schools. Jane started with elementary school kids, and we were able to drive the whole continuum from elementary school to junior high school and provide those kids a very rare opportunity of being taken care of through, from first grade on to university. Working together in Bat Yam gave me an opportunity, Jane, to see firsthand your personal commitment, your devotion to the success of those kids and to the success of the program, not only by funding and giving money and staying behind, but you were very involved in every aspect that makes sure that the program and the kids succeed. And I think this is a very unique quality you can't really find in a lot of the people that are involved in doing this part of good. So I'm very delighted to be part of the celebration of 13 years of our mitzvah for the wonderful initiative. And I want to mention the Weitzman Education Initiative in Bat Yam is only one of the two major initiatives that Jane has in Israel. The other one is the Weitzman JDC Fellowship, where young leaders are being trained on Jewish responsibility, coming back to communities in the US and being able to educate the next generation about Jewish responsibility.
My name is Belkan Faneka. I'm from Bat Yam. And I'm learning about Bagan. And most importantly, I'm one of the kids from the Weitzman Education Initiative. Jane, I'm standing here today because I wanted to thank you for all the things you have done for us. I remember the first time I saw you. I was 6 years old, and you walked into my school. I was immediately excited and nervous, but I know that something special about to happen. The Weitzman Initiative has given us so much. I feel like every day we learn new things about ourselves. But there are 3 things that I especially want to say thank you for. First, I remember when I was 16 years old, and you told us that every day we have to look at ourselves in the mirror and ask ourselves and tell ourselves that we have to do something good today. So this inspires me to start volunteering as a youth counselor for elementary school children and as an English tutor in the library. Second, all the additional classes that help with homework and assistance at school I got from you has helped me achieve in math, English, and so many other subjects. I knew for sure that without this, I would not be able to pass the matriculation exams. Finally, I see you as a role model and a strong woman who gives so much and asks for nothing in return. You make me feel that as a young woman, there is nothing I cannot achieve in this world. As I look forward toward the rest of my life, you have given me the motivation and belief in myself to achieve anything I want. Next year, I'm going to the Army to serve my country and make my family and you, Jane, very proud. On behalf of all 150 children in the Weitzman Education Initiative, we want to thank you, Jane. From the bottom of our hearts, you are our inspiration.
Hello, my name is Michelle Blumenthal. I'm originally from Houston, Texas, but I'm excited to be living here in Jerusalem this year as a student at the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion, pursuing a master's in Jewish education and Jewish nonprofit management. I'm also an alum of JDC Entwine's Insider Trips, and I'm thrilled to be here at your board meeting today. Most importantly, I am honored to be a Weitzman JDC Fellow at HUC and represent my fellow students to thank and honor Jane Weitzman for her vision, passion, and dedication to the Jewish people. Jane's passion and generosity for education and leadership does not stop with her initiative in Bat Yam. In 2016, she launched a new initiative to help bring global Jewish responsibility to the forefront of higher education. Based on Jane's dream, JDC Entwine and HUC established a first ever graduate fellowship in global Jewish leadership for rabbinic, cantorial, and Jewish education students. This initiative is making a significant investment in educating a core force of Jewish leaders who will bring a global perspective, JDC, and value of Jewish mutual responsibility to congregational settings, Hebrew schools, and beyond, igniting a new spirit of Am Yisrael, the Jewish people, to the many whom we will touch. At the same time, this new and unique platform will have broad impact on the broader HUC JIR community, the future leaders of the Reform movement and beyond, as all students access unique learning and travel opportunities through this fellowship. We envision that this fellowship will serve as a model for the Jewish world, with a growing number of academic platforms taking note and seeking to provide similar training for their students. Thank you, Jane, for your love and forward-thinking ideas. Without your generosity towards JDC, education, and the Jewish people, these impactful initiatives would not be made possible. Mazel tov on your Bar Mitzvah celebration for the initiative in Bat Yam, and thank you for ensuring that the future generation is just as committed to the JDC and to the Jewish people.
You know, I look at you, all grown up, and I remember you when you were little, when you were small children in kindergarten and first grade. You really make me so proud.
הרגשתי כאילו אני חייבת להחזיר את זה, כי כשנותנים לך אתה חייב להחזיר חזרה, וכשאתה נותן זה הרגשה, באמת אני ממש אוהבת את הרגשה הזאת.
really have been very fortunate to see all of you grow up. And I hope I'll continue to be able to see how you turn out in the future.
I'm glad to see you here in Israel, sitting with us, as we are all happy to see you here every year. I will be honest with you. From time to time I ask myself, how can she always want only good for us? I believe the answers to these questions are based on something bigger, like faith, hope, and love. Or maybe it's because you feel committed to this country's future.
I get wonderful rewards to see all of you go to university or some comparable educational facility and become assets to the state of Israel.
Life you've touched so generously and profoundly. This is a small token of appreciation.
Thank you.
You want me to read it? It reads, Dear Jane, your love for us is the ladder that leads to our success. Weitzman Education Initiative 2018. Let's have a photo.
It was my good fortune to meet Elan, and it was JDC's good fortune that we were in the same place at the same time. I'll let you hold this.
Sure.
Thank you. You know, I see Birhan today. She used to be a little girl named Orly. And when she started middle school, I asked the girls if there were any books in particular, because I would just bring them books that they wanted, and Birhan said to me, I want Sherlock Holmes. Well, I ordered the book from Amazon, and I ordered every single book by Arthur Conan Doyle, I think. And you know, my kids call me the Queen of Excess, but I ordered anyway. These big volumes came, which I had to schlep over. And I looked at it and I said, oh my God, this is hard for me to even read. It's really hard English. And it has nothing to do with English today in particular. And a year later, Birhan came up to me, she was then Orly, and she said, you know, this was really hard to read, but I'm glad I did, because I think I really learned English, and you hear the results today of her very hard work. She's one of 150 unbelievably wonderful kids. Now my goal was to help these kids, but it was to fix the state of Israeli public education. So I went to Rami Soleimani, and I said to him, you know, actually Alan Gill set up a meeting for us, and Alan was there. I said, I'm very upset to learn that Israeli public education is not good, and how can this be in a Jewish state? And I said I wanted to set up a school as a lab to prove that we could do it. Well, we couldn't fix Israeli public education because I had one good minister of education for about 5 minutes. And if I could have him back, his name was Shai Perron, if I could have him back, that would be wonderful. But I know that if we really want to fix Israeli education, that as soon as the next prime minister comes in, I need to fly over. Meirav, are you going to set this up for me? I need to use every bit of political that I have. And I want to say that the next Minister of Education should be Rami Soleimani. Because he has JDC behind him, and he knows how to choose educators and people to work with these kids. And there are some wonderful women in the back row. Could you all please stand up? I just have to introduce y'all. Okay, the first one is Esther. Don't save your applause. Esther Perron is the backbone of education in Bat Yam. And we were supposed to start in Jerusalem, and Rami called me up one day and he said, would you mind if we went to Bat Yam? I met the mayor. Well, that was really just a stroke of fate that was amazing for us, because Esther really has led the effort in Bat Yam. And next to her is Racheli, one of our best teachers. I got a letter from a young woman yesterday. I would say girl, but they're all grown up. And she said to me, you know, I stopped going to school. And Raquel came and dragged me out of my house and brought me back to school and made me learn. I know I'm embarrassing you, but this is the caliber of teachers that we have. And next to her is Tal. Tal works for JDC under Rami, and I guess you, David. And she is not going to let these kids go. When they go into the Army or National Service, they will continue to get every bit of support and help that they need. And they do need this help because there's a huge dropout rate, and we are going to make sure that that does not happen. And Victoria, is that you? Victoria has been so helpful on the ground here. And they have had predecessors, and I just want to thank all of you and Rami. But holding the thing together in many ways is our own David Zakon, who has been with me going to the school. David really knows all the kids as well as I do, and he has helped me make a lot of decisions. Is Michal here? Oh, Michal, I didn't see you weren't sitting with everybody else. I knew you were supposed to be here, but I didn't know other people on the staff, so. Anyone else? Oh. Come on. I didn't know that. My friend Amir is tall. Now I have to just say a few words. Thank you, Michelle. You know, y'all know, it's no secret, I have been upset for many years about Bar and Bat Mitzvah projects, saving whales and elephants and everything else except Jews. And I thought if I could get to future rabbis and future cantors and future teachers and educators, that I might be able to do something to prevent that and turn things around in the future. So Michelle, thank you for coming today. It's a pretty new project. It's in its second year, but we have real stars at Hebrew Union College, Jewish Institute of Religion this year. And all three campuses meet in Jerusalem for their freshman year. I don't know if I have the names right. Do you call freshmen for graduate work? I don't know. In the first year. And I think that down the line, kids in Hebrew schools all over America, and Sunday schools or whatever they are, will learn about JDC. And that's my goal, and I think they will learn to give Jewishly. So I really want to thank all three of you and all of you wonderful women in the back. I don't know why there are no men here, but that's okay. That's okay.
Thank you, Jane. You are an inspiration.